Good morning, my dear students. It's been 4 months since we all met. Today is the fine day to start with our next year syllabus, right? So, before we start, now we are in such a pandemic situation where we are supposed to take a lot many precautionary measures. Hope you are at home safe. Stay home, stay safe. Now, coming to the previous class, whatever you have discussed in your previous class, that is in 9th standard. Let us recall those chapters of 9th class and later on we will move to the 10th standard or SSLC syllabus. Is that fine? Now, coming to the 9th standard syllabus. In 9th standard, you had studied almost 15 chapters. In that first chapter, it was about matter in our surrounding, which was from chemistry, where you have discussed about matter, its properties and its types, like solid, liquid and gases. In second chapter, that is matter around us pure? There, you had discussed about elements, compounds, mixtures, and under elements, compounds and mixtures, you had also discussed about how to separate these mixtures, separation techniques of various mixtures. Then the third chapter was about atoms and molecules. There, in atoms and molecules, you had studied about what are atoms, what are subatomic particles, and how do they form molecules. About that you have studied in atoms and molecules. Then the fourth chapter was structure of atom. Under structure of atom, you had discussed about various models given to explain structure of atom. Then the fifth chapter was from biology, that is the fundamental unit of life, where you had discussed about cell, its structure and its function. Then the sixth chapter, tissues and animal tissues. Then the seventh chapter was about diversity in living organism, where we had discussed diversified living organisms in our surrounding, their phylums, kingdoms, properties, binomial nomenclature, etc. we had discussed under diversity in living organism. Then coming further, we had also discussed about the chapter improvement in food resources, where we had discussed about the process of agriculture. Under improvement of food resources, we had discussed about how improvement can be done in the field of agriculture. What are the methods of improvements that has to be done to increase the yield. Then we had discussed about the chapter why do we fall ill. There we had discussed varieties of diseases, types of diseases like acute, chronic, communicable, non-communicable. Such diseases we had discussed in the chapter why do we fall ill. Then we also had discussed about natural resources, various biogeochemical cycles. Under physics also, you had discussed various chapters like motion, force and loss of motion, sound, gravitation. These things you had discussed in physics also. This is about your previous year syllabus. You may be wondering why ma'am is discussing about previous year syllabus. The reason behind is whatever we have studied in previous classes is the basic for your 10th. I have been telling it to you from the beginning of your 9th standard. It may be about elements that you have studied. It may be about writing chemical formula to the compound. All these are very useful for your 10th standard syllabus. So, to make your understanding better in your 10th standard, you should have the knowledge of your 9th standard syllabus. This is about your previous year syllabus. Now, coming to the 10th. In 10th, I don't know whether the portion will be cut for the year 2021. But without thinking about whether there is cutting of the syllabus, let us discuss what are the chapters that's there in the SLC textbook right now. Because if we learn more, it's not of any loss. So, what are the chapters that's there in your? So, under 10th we have various chapters, like the first chapter is chemical reactions and equations, which will start at the first. Under these chemical reactions and equations, we will discuss about what is chemical reaction, what is chemical equation, what are different types of chemical reactions. So, there are other chapters like acid, bases and salts, metals and nonmetals, carbon and its compounds, periodic classification of elements, life process is there, control and coordination is there. Then we have heredity and evolution, our environment, management of natural resources, how do organisms reproduce, electricity is there, light is there, magnetic effect of electric current is there, human eye and the colorful world, sources of energy. These are the chapters that are there in 10th. Now, mainly we'll concentrate on the chapter chemical reactions and equations. So, from next class, we'll be discussing about this chapter. But before going to the discussion of this chapter, I'll give set of questions based on your 9th syllabus, which you are going to answer and send it to me over group, WhatsApp group. So, this will be the discussion of, or this will be type of pre-test and post-test based on your 9th syllabus. That's all for today. Stay home, stay safe. Keep touching your books, keep reading, keep studying, keep finding various means, various modes to learn in better way. That's all. You can pose any questions based on any concepts that we have discussed in the group. Thank you. Thank you, students. Bye.